Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Peteonretreat. I've lived in Thailand for 2 years now, and today I want to look back at my second year of life here in Pattaya. Wow, I can't believe that it's already been 2 years since I moved to Thailand. People ask me all the time, what does my life look like, and do I ever get bored? Getting bored was my number one concern when it came to retiring early, but luckily that almost never happens. Last year, I made several accomplishments, I had many good times, and I implemented some pretty big life changes. So let's go ahead and look back at 2024. I helped start a charity foundation. If you would have asked me when I moved here if that was a possibility, I would have said no, absolutely not. Our first year has been unbelievable. We made a total of 17 donations to 14 different organizations, and we raised over 600,000 baht. It's an incredibly rewarding experience, and to top it all off, I've made a bunch of amazing friends from it too. I had surgery. Nothing big, no hip replacements or quadruple bypasses or anything crazy like that. I'm just a huge procrastinator, and I had a growth in my calf for about 30 years. Even though I had great health insurance for the last 3 decades in the States, I waited until I moved to Asia to deal with it. Luckily, it all went well, it didn't cost much, and I don't seem to have cancer. Okay, what else? I got my Thai driver's license. That was really easy. I used an agent, and it's really cool having this local ID. Not a huge accomplishment, but it does help me feel like I'm integrating into a long-term life here in Thailand. I did a lot of YouTube. Even though I stepped away a couple times, I still put out almost 40 videos, and I reached just under 5,000 subscribers by the end of last year. I'm hoping to double both of those numbers this year. I fell in love. Yeah, that's a really cool and unexpected thing that happened to me last year. I met an amazing woman, we went on 2 dates, and then she moved in with me. I kid you not, that's what happened. It was possibly the most romantic and yet foolish thing I've ever done. We've definitely had the odds stacked against us, but next week is our 1-year anniversary and things are great. We moved into a new place. I loved my old condo, but we wanted to get a bigger spot that had more room for storage and would be better for running my Dungeons & Dragons games. Our new place is almost twice as big and costs less than our old room. Oh yeah, I also started running a weekly Dungeons & Dragons game. Several friends come to my place almost every Sunday and we play for anywhere from 3 to 5 hours. It's a great way for me to fulfill both my creative and my social needs. Another reason we wanted to move was because we wanted to start a family. And no, I don't mean have children. We got a cat, and not just any cat. We got our amazing, wonderful fur baby Mango. He loves to take baths. He really doesn't, but Koi thinks he does. And go on walks. Actually, he doesn't like those either. He even goes on road trips with us. Speaking of road trips, we took several in 2024. We went to 2 different islands. We had a wonderful holiday in Koh Larn, which is the island right across from Pattaya. We stayed in a beautiful waterfront house and rode all over the island by scooter. We also drove about 5 hours to go to Koh Kud. Koh Kud is one of the most beautiful places I've been to in Thailand, but our trip wasn't all that great. Unfortunately, it rained the entire time we were there, and if that's not bad enough, I threw out my back. We are planning on going to Koh Kud again this year, and I hope it's nothing like the last trip. We took a day trip to Koh Samuk to check out the monkeys, and we took a couple trips to Chao Chung Sao to check out temples and visit a friend. Chao Chung Sao is a really cool province not far from Bangkok, and I absolutely love this temple filled with over 2,000 serpent statues. We also took a couple of trips to Isan to visit my girlfriend's family in Khon Kaen. I always enjoy going there. It's very peaceful and it's nice just to hang out with the family. My favorite trip of the year, however, is a toss-up between Khao Kitchakut and Ang Thong. Khao Kitchakut is a national park that is only open 2 months of the year. It's somewhat of a pilgrimage site for Thai Buddhists who travel from all over to climb the 30 plus flights of stairs to get to pray at this amazing giant boulder at the top. I loved every moment of it. Everyone has to ride in the back of these open pickup trucks just to get to the base of the stairs. It's an exciting, hair-raising ride up these steep, muddy slopes. Then it's an hour or two hike up the stairs to the giant boulder. A little further hike past that and you get to this place where everyone writes down their prayers on these red scarves and ties them to these beautiful trees. It's something that very few tourists or Westerners are aware exists, much less take the time to go there. We're already planning our trip there this year in March. We have a good friend that's from the Ang Thong province, and she invited us last April to go for a real Songkran experience. Songkran there was nothing like the crazy water fight scene that we see here in Pattaya. Don't get me wrong, I love Songkran in Pattaya, but I also loved it in Ang Thong. This was another real Thailand trip where the only pharongs we saw the entire time were me and my two friends that went with us. We got to go to an awesome night festival at their local temple where we ate, drank, and danced with the villagers. Then the next day they had a smaller festival. All of the families cooked different foods and desserts that they shared with everyone else in the community. The people were incredibly welcoming and I just loved being there. My girlfriend had several accomplishments of her own. First, she sold her condo in Bangkok. She didn't have a lot of equity built up into it, but it was enough for her to go and buy a brand new Toyota. With this new car, she has started her own taxi service. If you need a ride from the airport, local taxi around Pattaya, or even a longer trip to Koh Chang or Isan, please consider using Koi Taxi. You can message her online or by email. If you message her online, please add her as a friend first and then she will message you with an introduction. Because it's a private line account, she won't receive any messages until after she accepts your friend request. Goy has also started going to school to improve her English skills. She's been going for 3 months now and is absolutely killing it. Living in Pattaya means there is no end to festivals and events. As I mentioned before, I love Songkran here, but I wasn't really sure what Goy was going to think about it. Well, it turns out she might love it even more than I do. We got a hotel in the city for the last couple of days and had a blast. I think I might host a peteonretreat meetup this year towards the end of Songkran. We also went to a few different food festivals in 2025 and had a great time at the Jazz Festival. Our first Halloween together was awesome. It's always been one of my favorite holidays. We checked out some haunted houses at Ripley's Believe It or Not.
That's funny. I'm not scared of
Yeah, we just went through the haunted house.
Oh, so cute.
And Koi is not scared.
I talk to God, but God don't care me. God not talk to me.
We went costume watching down on Walking Street and had a great night of dancing to some of the fantastic bands that play at the candy shop. I love live music. We got to see a great new band in town, the Secret Army, play a couple of times now. It's awesome being able to catch a 7 or 8 piece band with a horn section just down the street from our condo. Oh, and we went to the International Fireworks Festival. This was our first year going down to the beach to see it. Yeah, the traffic was insane and the crowds were enormous, but honestly, the show was absolutely worth it. I think I'll be going down to the beach for those front row views every year that I stay in Pattaya. This city really is so much more than just booze and women.